Hello everybody, welcome back to Motorsport Manager. It's time now to head off to Munich. We remain just below halfway here, 8th, working on parts for the end of the year and generally trying to get ready for next year. Maintain as much as we can, make as much money as we can, upgrade the HQ, all of that fun stuff. And see, NBC, Leigh Diffie is our next interviewee. Ran straight to the back of Gabriel Tarquini, who told us Hughes shouldn't be allowed to race after that. He's an idiot. Accidents happen, it's no big deal. And Becker not happy with it, but our chairman, but Hughes is. Okay, and pit stops not quite as fast as before, but we didn't have any mistakes this time around. And we are at 4th, 12th, 12th, and 12th, but you can see our spoiler is, we are boosting up some here. It says we're 12th on the suspension, even though we're basically average, which again, not that many teams have improved them yet. Car repairs finished. Oh, we've got a merchandising thing. They want to create a hilarious little plastic figure of Victoria Pankowitz and ship her with every crate sold. Might not be the most ethical money we've ever made, but there sure is a lot of it. Say no, plus 10 morale. Say yes, $1 million. You know, $1 million just isn't worth doing a gimmick like that. Gonna pass on that. We're gonna get more sponsors in, but let's keep going here first. Car repairs. And so we're going to be heading off to Munich. We're continuing to work on the suspension. We want brakes. Brakes and suspension are the most critical ones. And our brakes, take that out. This one can get a little bit more. And there's our latest suspension. We're going to get a couple more, so I wouldn't mind putting that in. But I don't want to work on boosting the performance there. I want the performance to go up for our peak engine, our peak spoiler, and our peak brake. Those are the ones I want to work on until we get some better suspensions in. So I think I'll move on to the pit crew here. Let's see who we have. 13. Oh boy, yeah, you can go away. And so can you. And you as well. 11 on the front and rear jack, 13 on the front. That would be our best front jack person. And the other one would be as good as Perry. You know, I don't think I quite want Ramtula there. Get rid of that. But I want to hire Salazar. And this is probably a slight improvement on our tires. Yeah, slight improvement on our tires as well from Rady. Even though the stamina isn't that great. So let's hire those two. And let's get Salazar out there on the front jack. And on the rear we've got Gelnovac, our best. And then we've got some 11s in the backup department. Definitely going to want to get Duval out. Courtright is still fatigued. Rady out there. Let's pull Ogilby. Put Eason out. And Grousis at 12. And that's a bit iffy on the mistake chance, but I'm going to leave that as it is. So I still like Perry as our top backup. Could use Grousis, but will be needed more for tires. So Perry is the top backup on the rear jack. Harami on the front jack behind Salazar. So those two can sort of switch out. Then the rest of these for tires. And I think we've got enough depth up and down here that I'm going to get rid of Benamar. I think I'll stay one person heavy. Give us some more options. Probably Swayston going to be going soon. And with that low a stamina, I might do it now if we didn't have, you know, people like Courtright all the way down here. Anyway, we still figure to be 7th, but our time down to just over 11 seconds on the average. And I think we just want to move forward towards the next race now. And there's our new suspension. Got more scouting in. Got a driver over here that wants to do the endurance. Problem is, we're not an endurance team. Guan Yu Zhou, and let's see. Passable across the board, nothing exciting. Here's our suspension. Let's take a look at where we're at on those. Up to 280 max. That's up to almost twice as good as our current ones, and I think we can go one better. Yep, there it is. 23 days, coming a few after the race, and then once we get that one, that's going to be our max suspension. Got plenty of money for it. Of course, the HQ here, still almost 3 months, still lots of time till that comes in. So, yeah, let's take that off. And we're going to want, because this suspension we're going to want to put out there at least for a while, and then we'll see what's what. So I think I want to put enough to get this out there for the next race. We would need... Alright, we could finish it with 12. So I think about 10 is where we want to be. Just keep moving these up. And then probably move this down a little bit as we get a little bit closer. We've got lots of time, so I'll run off about a week and then see where we are. Onward. Okay, we're about to have another vote. The one on the gearboxes. And I would like that to pass, but I am not going to push for it. Because I want to hold off my voting for the final one and make sure we don't go back to spec suspensions. Giuliano Alessi. Giuliano, I think is how that's pronounced. Alessi has a famous father. Team player. Pretty solid driver. I'm going to favorite him. I think he might be worth considering down the road. And if we were to hire him, moderate request. But see, he's a little bit closer to, a little bit better than the current drivers that we have. And we're going to be voting on a return to gearbox development. Eddie Dubois says, it's high time we talked about that. Motorsport is all about pushing technology. And then, of course, the closer racing and lower costs. The counter-argument, same as usual. Let's see where we're at now. Down to about a week and a half to go. And, okay, so we need about halfway, a little more. So let's bump this down to 8. That should get us about where we want. Vancouver for DTM. Check the factory again after we do the vote. Well, we have leaked information. We caught Asai Barreau trying to sneak information out of the garage. He might have been going to leak it to some of the other teams. What should we do? Could fire him. A fine will suffice. Mechanic relationship and chairman happiness is going to go down. Or leave it alone. I think he's the mechanic that I wasn't super happy with. Let's take a look, because she wanted him gone if it's the person I think. Yeah. We were not really happy with him. But he's our performance guy. We have to hire a new performance guy in the middle of the year. Yep, I'm going to fine him. then maybe if he does it again, I'll get rid of him or whatever. But I just really need him in the factory, and it would take some time to replace him. So I'm not super enthusiastic about just getting rid of him right now. Besides which, the other teams have better cars than ours. So what secrets is he going to reveal that we would really care that much about? Okay, and we are in 8th compared to 12th. The new vote is coming. We are going to abstain. And let's see how this goes. Wagner, yes. Romano, yes. For Beek against. Schulte 4. It's looking good so far. And now we're even. Even again. 4. And there we go. That's going to make it happen. It is approved 6-5. Well, something went our way. So next year we will open up the final part to development. We will have gearboxes. Assuming suspensions don't go back to spec, but I'm going to fight that as hard as I can. The vote on gearboxes can be developed has ended. The rule change was approved and will be implemented for the 2018 season. Another 2 months basically, says Jean Todt, and then we'll go back for another vote. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That'll help us prepare better for the next tier up in DTM when we eventually get there. Okay, now back to making sure this is right. Yeah, I think we can drop this down to 6 over here, and the rest over on part improvement. Let it go a few more days, and then we'll take another look. Munich, 38 laps, 3.1 miles. It'll be a fairly long one. They say there's likely to be some rain, even though our forecast doesn't say so. Brakes are the key part. Comtoyu should be feeling confident. Super soft and soft. And Katja Blomqvist says we need better drivers. They're okay, but everyone knows there are better drivers out there in the rest of the championship. If we're going to compete at the highest level, we need to make sure our drivers are the best around. And you're not wrong. I want to hold off on that. I'm still trying to save money and invest and then upgrade the drivers later after we've done that. And they are bringing in the money with their sponsorships. I'll revisit that issue at the end of the year. Definitely not going to try to make any big changes now. You see, we are creeping up here. I'm liking all of that. Okay, we need to get to 85%. Or about a third of the remaining amount. So yeah, I think we're going to bump this up to 7 for the last few days. Another scouting done. Oh, nope, Munich preview. ComTU again expect to do well. De Silvestro claims she's not feeling pressure being woman to catch. That's because there's nobody really trying to catch you. And Jamie Chadwick of Mulsanne hoping to be a surprise. And let's see, what are we doing here? 18th or above. We've already got a 14th or above sponsor, so I think we're going with fixed. 232 summer race or 6 races. This is the better deal. So let's take that. And you see our marketability is up to 22%. It was only 17% I think last time. It's definitely going up. And as that improves, we could potentially get up to 4-star sponsors hopefully next year. I don't think it has to go up too much higher to get us there. I would think if we hit about 70-75%, we'll start getting 4-star deals. And in the meantime, we have our sponsor lineup for the next 6 races. The end of this year and the very beginning of next. So that's all set. Let's take another look in here. Just go and press everything into performance now. And let's adjust what we're doing here because we need to boost the suspension. And given that right now Hughes is picked 24th, I'm going to try to give him the better suspension and see if that flies. Let's put her in that one. And then give him that one. They're okay with that. And that does drop her down to 24th and put Hughes back in front. See, 194, not a huge amount better than 160, but it will improve more over time. Okay, let's see where we're at. The car still, or our engine is back up to 3rd with the gradual slight improvements we've made to that. Still last overall. Brakes, still last. Suspension all the way up to 7th. So the other teams fell a little bit behind there. And we're still 12th on the spoiler, but you can see we're getting close to the average. So there's got to be a bunch of teams clustered just ahead of us there on the spoiler. This is the best it's looked yet, but we're not quite there. Still last. But I think by the end of the year, we could be out of last overall in the car, and that would be really nice. Okay, so the only sponsor left available. And what's our temperature going to be? 22 for the race, although cooler early on. So probably going to go with softs. Low tire wear, high fuel burn, so we're really going to want to be cautious with that. Maybe only one lap of pushing at the beginning of the race. Alright, well, Pankowit's definitely looking the better of the two in terms of current form, so we'll go with that for practice. Soft tires for sure. That looks about right. And time for Kari to get out there and bring in that sponsor money. And I think, so we might be able to get away with like a super and a soft, or just use softs and burn them harder. Well, let's see how that goes. Both drivers starting out on race trim for us right away. Pankowitz looking good, Kari not so much. This, of course, is one of the longest of the Munich layouts. It doesn't do that little cutoff there. The straighter but longer road around. And we've got good reports so far on the car. Kari's form is picked up, so looking pretty good overall. And it's raining. So let's just slow down. It's not going to rain for that long. But it's going to get wet enough that we should... Yeah. It's just... I don't like driving with dry tires when it's that wet out there, so... We'll go ahead and come in, make the switch, and then go back out. We're going to get... Looks like it's probably going to be pretty close whether we hit level 2. Kari wants more weight in the front. Pankowitz is driving remarkably well. But yeah, I don't I don't think we're going to get to level 2 with the extra stop here, unfortunately. Probably weren't going to make it anyway. So, yeah, we definitely are not happy with that. I don't know which direction to go here. We'll just try that for now. It's not going to be very long of a stint, then we'll come in and make changes. 79%. I want the speed to be closer. Let's try it about there. Okay. See how that works. Oh my god, hold on. What's going on here? Water's already going down that fast? I didn't think it was going to be that quick. Doggone it. Well, we'll just go out for one lap and then come back in. If I knew it was going to be wet for that quick, I never would have come in. I got to pay a little bit closer attention to the time frame. You still weren't going to get above level 1 trim, though, I don't think. So our goal is to get level 1 race trim, level 1 on the tires. They do like the changes, which is good. Yeah, and then try to max out the setup. Not going to get level 2 unlike the last couple of races. Okay, everything's there except for the speed balance for her. And let's see. So this was okay. And that's poor. So we want more acceleration and keep everything else where it is. Maybe a little bit more acceleration than that, but that's about where I want it. Let's see. I'm going to try that and then just adjust this later. And Kari, not quite as good, but looking strong. Anyway, we've got the speed. We need the handling for him. Went from good to poor, so he wants more understeer. Let's see, remind myself where that is. Okay. I don't remember. Yeah, okay. That's what I need to do. So I need to bring this, I want to try to bring this down even more. Let's try that. And here. Yep, can't pull it anymore that way. I'm going to try that. We'll definitely have to make more changes. Right now, we just need to get to level 1 on the soft tires. And that's going to take most of the rest of this session. Everything else can wait for qualifying. 10.0 and 7.7. I can't ask for any more from the driving. Might actually get a timed lap in here. We haven't had one yet. We're just going to get a tiny bit of water. Up until the very end, we're going to get more. That's not a very impressive split there. Better than Kari's, though. Alright, so we're almost there. I'm going to bring in Pankowitz and try to get a start and stop out of her. Bringing them both. Okay, well, 98%. All purple smileys. You just go right back out there. And Kari, not quite there, but close. If we could nail it on this one, we wouldn't have to do any messing around in qualifying, which would be nice. Okay, so we do need that little bit more of acceleration. We have poor, great, great. Yeah, and we didn't really move that enough to find much out. Can't move it anymore that way, so let's see. Let's see what that does. Okay. So that'll be close. This won't quite be on. But if we... Nope, I just want to leave it, and then we can make whatever little adjustment that is. Okay. Now we're just going to run through the rest of this. And we never would have made level 2 race trim anyway, but I could have gotten a lot closer to it. And we did not complete any timed laps. Close. Not quite there, but close. We did hit the cornering on, so we just got to get that handling in, and everything will be set. I think we're good. Well, Hamola in first. Let's see, was that Nagy in second? We got DuPont, the other Nagy, and where is... Yeah, De Silvestro back down in 14th. Of course, we don't have any room to talk because we didn't even make it all the way around. And people happy with Norbert Nagy, not so much with Katzberg. Nothing about us. Oh, look, we've got rain for qualifying. Weather forecast was definitely off so far for this weekend. It's going to be really wet. Question is whether it gets drier. I assume it will. Probably not going to want to go out right away. Probably just going to want to wait and see what the weather does. except for Hughes. We'll make some adjustments. 97%. Okay, so we need to be... Yeah, we need that little bit more of oversteer and then not mess anything else up in the process. So if I do that... Let's see. Great. Excellent. Can't really move this one that much. Maybe a bit to the acceleration side, but can't move it much. Let's see, if we go to the... Right there is where I want it. So, I mean, ideally, I would need to push that. I think that's about as close as I'm going to get it. Let's give that a whirl. Wet tires. Well, yeah, wet tires overall. Probably better. Then Pankowicz's just going to wait. Just see what this weather is going to do. It's going to keep raining. That looks like it's going to keep raining. It looks like that's lightening up some. Yeah, it is going to go down. Question is, how much is it going to go down? Looks like it might be clearing up totally. Yeah, okay, it's going to dry out towards the end. So the question is, how long do we want to run the time down to? I don't think I can wait till less than 3, probably more than 3, probably 3.5. Okay, that's 98%, triple excellent for both drivers. Yeah, I think like 340 or something like that. It'll be a little bit wet on the way out, but Pankowicz first and then Hughes. I could wait a little bit longer, but I'm not convinced that I should. Want to make sure everybody's got time, so I'm going to go with 340. You will. Got to get her out first. Send him out at about 3 minutes. Hopefully that gives us enough of a gap in between. Okay, so Pankowicz at 3 and Hughes at 8.7 and rising. So if anybody's going to qualify decent ways up the field, 9.0 now, it's going to be him. You can see a bunch of other drivers out on wet tires now, doing laps on a dry track. They misjudged the weather, so we could have a nice result here just based on that. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come back down here. There we go. And Hughes could have waited a little bit longer, but not too much. Just crossing the line, 19, 20 seconds to go. I'm going to live with that. Look at Pankowitz a second ahead of everybody else, because nobody else is doing a dry lap run. They're the only ones that got the weather right. Pankowitz now a second and a half ahead of the pace, and actually did slightly faster than Hughes for that first sector. So it looks like we're going to be the front row. May have to rethink my tire strategy since we're only getting a 5% boost from them anyway. .5 seconds. And yeah, Hughes is almost half a second behind her, with worse form and a superior car. Didn't see that coming. Or better form and a superior car, rather, compared to Pankowitz. So yeah, Hughes closed the gap, but we are the front row. What can we do with that front row? That's another question. But now the pressure's on us to actually get something done here. And really, because like if Pankowitz could, both of them could finish in the top 10 and possibly unlock some more potential, improve their driver skills, that would be fantastic. We're the coolest. Pankowitz will be tough to catch tomorrow. Okay, this is kind of amusing. Cheering for Hughes and Timmix Racing. Pankowitz is so boring, bad for the sport. She drives for the same team. Did you notice? Clear weather to start. Let's see if there's any rain in the forecast. And this is one of those times where we'd like to have that forecasting center, but it's not done yet. None that we can see. Okay, so we're definitely going to start on dry tires. Softs and race trim. The pit stops and the race trim here. 38 laps. So let's see. Given that we're in the front, because 2 on this one would be really pushing it. But if we do a super soft and then we'll be able to push the softs hard later, I like that. Look at Pankowitz's estimated form of 10. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to start on the super softs for both drivers. And then a 10 for Hughes too. Are you kidding me? So we'll push the tires at first, not sure for how long. High on the first lap only. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, only down to 3 and 8. Yeah, that's... okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Benani and Hamola driving well behind, especially Hamola. Nobody really not looking good here. So Pankowitz's probably going to have a hard time maintaining her position. I'm going to want to watch the weather close. 22 degrees. These tires will heat up fairly fast. 2.7 and 8.3. But she still gets the better start. So far, first couple turns, though, we're maintaining first and second. Hughes under pressure now from Huff and loses that spot. Fighting off Frins, or at least trying to. Now slides back there. So Hughes in fourth, then goes back up around to get to third, so that's a battle. And I'm going to back off to push on the tires. No sign of anything but good weather. Pankowitz now battling with Huff. Loses the spot for a moment, and we're going to have to go back down to neutral soon. Now. Neutral on the tires. We might even have to go below that. And now neutral on the gas. And I'm going to try to stay neutral on the tires for another lap. Because if we're going to switch to softs, I think we have the tire wear to use. Still, second and third into lap 2. Very nice. And Hughes dropping a spot now to fourth, behind DuPont. Third and fifth. And it's just a question of how far we drop now. As expected, we're not gaining much in fuel, so I want to stick medium there. I do need to go conserve here for a short period of time. I want to get out of that red zone now. And look at Hughes. Okay, we're now down to fourth and fifth. Hughes driving much better than Pankowitz and was trying to get around on that corner. Did not quite make it. Drop pretty fast. Okay, Pankowitz go neutral again. Hughes, I need to get you down a little bit more. Okay, you go neutral. So now we're in fifth and sixth as Philippi went by. And both drivers sort of side by side here. But Pankowitz and okay, there's Hughes having taken over fifth now. And he's driving better, so that is the sensible thing here. 9.8 compared to 2.7. We are gaining a little bit of fuel. Not enough that I dare do any pushing yet, though. Pankowitz trying to hold off, and Nagy locks up there. That'll help. Number of drivers locking up. Boy, Pankowitz and who's that? Homola side by side through several turns. It looks like she got the best of it. Still fifth and sixth. Now, if we were to somehow maintain this, we would pop up to seventh in the overall standings, just behind Sebastian Loeb. Hughes would drop still to 14th, but Pankowitz up to 18th in the standings. Finish fifth for the race, and he would drop from 12th to 14th. So we got some drivers doing really well in this race that normally don't. And Hughes going for fourth now. And I think he's got it. Past Philippi. Very nice. And that would get him another spot, 13th. So fourth and sixth. We would be one of the leading teams in this race, and everybody would throw a celebration. But we're only 10% of the way through, so yeah, I don't think I was at all overly conservative on the fuel. It's taken a lot there. And our tire temperature is holding pretty solid. At 22 degrees, our temperature is pretty much staying right there. So I think we're just going to ride these as they are and get as many laps out of it as we can. I'm going to guess almost half the race, and we'll start slipping. Now, Pankowitz down to 7th, is driving a little bit better now, but still gradually fading through the field. Hughes, however, is not. DuPont leading on regular soft tires. That's impressive. And Hughes overall seems to be fading a little bit compared to Martin and also Philippi. Hoping that he can hold this spot and continue to drive well enough, long enough to stay there. Pankowitz really sandwiched between drivers there. Back sort of at the head of the really packed driving in the middle of the field. And Pankowitz sliding back to 8th behind De Silvestro. Still very slowly improving form, but not fast. Oh, looked like we got it back. Got the spot back for the moment. Kept the inside line there and is up to 5.0. Probably going to lose it here. Or maybe not. Just fighting hard for that spot. At least she's not giving in. Hughes' form is dropping. Meanwhile, but he has, at the same time, caught up to Martin a little bit. Look at tires. We got 71% for Martin and for Hughes. So the tires are both the same. I feel like we're going to have a very small amount of fuel to use later. Might as well push for it now. I want to get down to about 0.2. The way it's fading away. And I'll go ahead and put Pankowitz on that as well. So that'll help her stay clear of Silvestro. There we go. We'll drop back. And we'll just hold with that for a while. Both drivers now at 6.3. Good, but not great. And we're holding in 4th and 7th. Hughes continuing to fall and Pankowitz rising. Hughes now right behind Martin and Huff. Only DuPont running away from him at this point. So that's a heck of a start of the race. We'll just speed this up a little bit through this section. We seem to have settled into very much a holding pattern. Watching the tire temp, which seems to be slowly rising. But other than that, no water coming that we can see. The track getting faster and faster. Solid performances from both drivers, and we've been holding in 4th and 7th for a few laps now. I want Hughes to get just a bit of cooling on that tire. There we go. That's enough. And Pankowitz falling behind Silvestro. No, you haven't. Silvestro was ahead of you. Gets the pass back. And probably about to lose it again. Might be stuck behind now, so that would be 8th, along with 4th. Hughes now a 2.5 seconds ahead of Philippi, and he might be further if he could get by Martin. Pankowitz is under pressure here, and I'm gonna push. The way the fuel's going. Ah, shoot! I'm gonna push fuel more, but I waited too long to do it. Let's just see how this goes for. Yeah. Okay. Just hold off. So Hughes is going to be better on the fuel here. Battle between Huff and Martin for 2nd and 3rd, and he's not far off it, although he's fallen a bit off that, the two of them. Still holding about a 1.5 seconds ahead of Philippi. And we're going to get a few more laps out of this. Less now for Pankowitz, who is locked up there. And definitely more pressure from Pankowitz, or on Pankowitz from behind. We'll be pitting in a few more laps here, though. I don't want to push the fuel anymore at this point. Hughes does seem to be sliding a little bit closer to Philippi behind and fading compared to Huff just ahead as Martin has moved into second position. Let's see how we're doing with Pankowitz in terms of the tires. Trying to hold off Shedden there. Lost it, has the inside, but doesn't matter. Okay. So Pankowitz's form has gone down and just isn't quite able to hold everybody off here. Down to 11th. So, yeah, the race not going quite as well for her, but Hughes still holding off, but also fading. I think the tires are having a lot to do with this. Pankowitz down to 12th behind Friends. I'm going to lose more spots. Looks like this lap and one more, and then we're going to come in. And yeah, I'm not even going to wait that long. Let's go ahead and make the stop, switch to the softs that we're going to end the race on. Assuming there's no reason to not think the weather's going to cooperate. And Hughes has slipped to 5th now behind Panis. Thinking about pushing there, but no, not going to do it yet. So Pankowitz comes out in last. And is, in fact, have a very healthy spot of room in front. And we're going to go ahead and push up. If we can get this down to about 0.3. Not that high, maybe. Give it 1/100th per lap here. There we go. Now Hughes, 27% coming around, and I think we need to stop. So we're going to go for the first and only stop of the race, hopefully for him. Should have a quick one. And back out on the track. 21st. Got some distance ahead. Let's use some of that fuel for you. Now we gotta wait for others to stop because Hughes is first, is ahead of Panis and Hamola among drivers who have stopped. And Pankowitz gets a pass on Hamola. Let's go ahead and push a little bit here on the tires. Not a lot. I just want to gain whatever speed we can. And we can leave a little bit of pushing for some sort of pass that we might want to make later. And Pankowitz still loses the spot, then gets it back. So still a battle even with that. Let's go back down to medium on the fuel now. Okay, neutral on the tires. And so we're sitting 19th and 21st. Or first and third out of 6 that have come in. Now the ones out there on the soft tires won't have to come in yet, but I want to see what happens to all these supers, because they're going to come in soon. And Pankowitz losing the spot again to Hamola. But they're close together. Well, they were. Looks like she's probably not going to get that back. Still driving fairly well. Hughes better than fairly well here. Hannes right behind, though, at the moment. We've got to try to hold that off until those tires degrade. And frankly, I think this is as good of a time as any to use a little bit more of that tire temperature up. Come on, hold it off. Okay, we're going to go back to neutral and use a little bit of push now on the gas. I don't dare use any more than that. So now we just got to hope that that's enough. Yep, and Hamola has now left Pankowitz behind. So 22nd there. Hughes is our, how should we put it, our hope. We've still got 4 more tires on super softs to come in, and all the softs will have to come in eventually. And what? Maybe we have a rare one that doesn't. A rare part repair in the second half of the year from Benani, so that should leave them well behind. Up to 17th. And of course at this point we would see a significant drop. We would stay in 8th overall though. Interesting. And there comes, right around the outside, couldn't stop it. So Hughes drops back again as Panis makes the pass. The question is, can Panis sustain it? Because may very well not have enough tire to finish the race. We went for it, just couldn't make it happen. Right there, Katzberg, yeah, falling a spot, has, okay, terrible tires and is going to come in. Gain back a spot there. Georgi's going to be coming in. Friends is going to be coming in. There's Friends. Going for it now. Well as Georgi. So Hughes now third among drivers who have come into the pits. We're up to, what, 15th and 20th overall. Pankowitz really picking up that driving form. And one way or another, Hughes should be getting by Richard soon. Still no sign of anything wet. It is going to get a little bit cooler later on in the race. Some of the soft tire cars are now getting close. Not only Richard doesn't come in, but actually makes the pass here on Oriola, who is also having some weak tires as Hughes trying to get inside, didn't quite have enough momentum. There we go. To 14th, then we'll grab another spot as Richard is finally going to come in. Or maybe we'll just grab it before then. They're battling back and forth. And then, of course, Richard just goes through Hughes into pit row. And up to 13th. So not so much for Pankowitz, but he's still got his eye on a top 10 finish here. Grip up to high, track now getting quite fast, at least by WTCR standards. And race leader DuPont will come in. Now, that we probably won't pass. Philippi will come in. Yeah, a whole bunch of them now going to visit. And now it's going to get interesting to see how far up Hughes goes. Up to 9th. So Panis still ahead, and Martin and DuPont. Hughes looking to get by Nagy here. I could afford a bit of push, but probably not enough to make much of a difference. See if I have a good opportunity. Well, there we go to the inside. Hughes going to get up to 8th. There we go. And Morbidelli, Berman, Tarquini all going to pit. Don't know if we get by De Silvestro. We should get by the rest of those. 5th is not at all out of the question. And Pankowitz potentially, getting up around the mid-teens, around that 14, 15 area. Have to wait and see. Seventh now as Berman comes in. There's a pretty good gap up to Panis, and I don't expect to make any sort of catch there, so just driving free and easy here. Let them battle behind us. That's a second or two back there. Pankowitz 17th, and I'm going to use some more fuel here. 9.2 on the form. Very nice. Now we'll switch back down to medium. There's Silvestro in. Tarquini in. Morbidelli's going to repair. Panis going into the pits? Why? The tires are only half dead. Either way, Hughes is in third. And who is that behind? De Silvestro. Okay, we're going to push a little bit here. Try to hold that off. And fail immediately. Okay. Still, fourth position. Behind is Friends, a second and a half back there for team lead, or rather, tour leading Team Sport Ept. Yeah, I don't know why Panis chose to go. Like, they were going to have to make another stop, but it was weird timing for it. I almost never see them use half their tire and go in. That's a unusual thing. Pankowitz up to 13th. Nike will go in. That'll get her up to 12th. She's not going to be in the top 10, but still a good finish. And Hughes has a pretty good shot here at tying our team best with a fourth place. Holding off Friends will not be easy. I think we're just gliding here through the end of the race. Maybe using a bit of push every now and then. Pankowitz gets up to 12th past Tarquini. Let's go ahead and push on the tires a bit there. There we go. That might give us a little bit of... And Hughes is really under pressure now. Let's see about that. I'm going to go a little bit more on here. I'm going to guess I can go up to 12. Just going to see if I can get through the end of this straightaway. Now we'll go back to medium. Don't have a choice at this point. Trying to battle for that spot. I might have gotten just enough. Hughes comes out of the corner and takes it back. Okay. Now, the thing is, I definitely have used up all the fuel I can use, and there's this line behind. So that was sort of the one gambit. I may have to slow down a little bit on the last lap as it is. Pankowitz did fall back behind Tarquini regardless. Both drivers driving well. Not as great as Hughes was earlier in the race, but still well. Chadwick goes wide. Where was Chadwick at? Down below us, okay. And Hughes, once again, just holding off Robin Friends. The longer this goes on, the better it's going to be in terms of tire wear, because a bunch of these cars all on super softs. Let's go high for a bit. Well, no, you're right behind. Yeah, if we had a shot at a pass, maybe, but no sign of that here. And Hughes down to 4.3 now. This is a dangerous time to drive poorly, at least relatively speaking. Just holding off Nagy there. There's nothing I can do to make this better. But holds it off again. We stay in 4th and 13th. Hughes would lose 1 spot. And we would gain a spot in the standings. Looks like Hughes is going to be just about right on in terms of fuel. And now's a good time to get a little more out of Pankowitz. Still no sign of anything but the track continuing to be fast. Yeah, okay, let's go back down to medium now. Hughes might be losing it here. Or maybe not. Still slides back into 4th. Boy, right together, Hughes and Friends. But now Friends has the inside here. Comes out of that turn first. Okay, he's back to 5th. There's no guarantee he doesn't lose like 3 more spots. Now Shedden alongside. Shedden pulls ahead. And back to 6th. So Hughes finally fading here in the last bit of the race. Drove really well for most of it and then became, you know, essentially human. A little below average here at the end. And just not good enough to hold them off with that level of performance. Might be able to hold off Nagy and Philippi, though. That would be nice. And there's 4 laps left. Nagy looking for the pass here. Getting alongside. And, oh, doggone it. Slip to 8th. That's big. That's going to draw, yeah, 14th. And that'll keep us where we are now in 8th. BRC getting past us with a much better day. But we would actually be passing Sebastian Loeb as well. So, not terrible, but 3 laps to go. Giovanardi coming in for repairs was already behind us, so that doesn't help. Go high for just a bit here, see if that does me any good. Probably not. Decker goes in for a pit and Pankowitz up to 12th. And then back to 13th behind Berman. Huff, though, is interesting. Huff may very well struggle to finish. Let's see how this goes. I mean, it looks like Hughes is stuck in 8th. Final lap. Hughes is going to run out of gas around the last turn, but he'll be so close to finishing. And Pankowitz can't get by Berman, so we can't push on Huff at all. And we'll go ahead and go low here, just to make it less time that we're out of gas. And 8th place and 13th. So we turn the front row into finishing a little above the middle of the pack, but not really contending. Hughes fading at the end. Both car and driver just not strong enough yet to hang with the best in the WTCR. DuPont fulfilling ComTU's predicted win. Car checks are complete. Pankowitz gets the pole and the 2 points for us. Giovinardi gets the fastest lap and finishes last. So Hughes slides to 14th in the driver's standings. Pankowitz 17th. And we are in fact 8th in the team standings. Big day for BRC Racing. They pull away from us a little bit. Looking like we're battling with Sebastian Loeb for 8th, although that could still change. Few races left to go. Finished 7th on the day. I'm a little surprised it was quite that low. Top 15 results. 5.2, actually her lowest form overall of the year, but still one of the better finishes thanks to the pole. And Hughes, pretty strong overall. As you know, he drove great for the first half. And it's his 4th top 10 finish, which pretty strong out of 8 races. Half the time he's been in the top 10. 1.9 million, our biggest payday yet. Gets us up over 9 million in the balance. And so we'll be headed right back to Tondela. Got a third of the season to go. And we're going to keep pounding out the best parts and work on performance for next year. Thanks for watching, everybody. More Motorsport Manager will return as we work our way towards the end of 2017.